All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Natives in America podcast. With me, as always, is Sky Anto.
What's good? What's up?
There he is. All right. And then tonight we got a special guest. I know him as Shay, but I guess he can introduce himself. What's your name there, Shay?
My name is Shay. A lot of other stuff, but Elijah Martinez.
Elijah Martinez.
Most known as Shay, I guess.
Most known?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't even know my name was Elijah.
No, I didn't. I've only ever known you as Shay.
Yeah.
So, just so the guests know, like, I think I really met you with Derek and the band, the 12 Gauge Faithler.
Yeah.
When you guys were all together, you're the drummer, and and even then, I didn't quite know you. Like, I'd hang out with you guys every now and then when you jam, and then later on, me and you worked for my neighbor in my community, the rancher, and we made like miles of fence together, like barbed wire fence. And that's where I actually felt like I got to know you. Like, oh, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, I think I like drummers, but you're a cool dude. You're a cool dude.
I like you even more since you say you like drummers.
Yeah.
Nobody likes drummers.
I think it's generally the bassist that nobody likes.
Yeah.
No offense to all you bassists out there.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's why we have a bass in the band.
Yeah. To draw attention off of the drummer.
Yeah.
Get all that hatred going a different direction.
Not that we couldn't afford a bass or look for a bass player. That wasn't the point.
Okay, so the reason I brought you on tonight, for the listeners that are wondering, first and foremost, I think you listened. All right, let's start at the beginning. How did you hear about us? Did I tell you, or did it just come up?
Yeah, I think I saw you at Bash's that one time, and you were blowing it up, saying to have a listen, and like that, just bored one day. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out, and kind of seeing some stuff like the headlines, mainly of like stuff I wanted to hear. Well, at first I saw the picture of Big Rob, so I was like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's chime in and see. Mind you, I still haven't listened to that one yet, but yeah, it was mainly towards you when you were saying that, and I think I've told Jeremy, our other friend, about it too. But I think he's too busy right now. But I keep trying to throw it at him and tell him to listen. But yeah, at first it was from you. Yeah.
Okay. And last I heard, I'm assuming you listened to a few of them.
I got mainly the Conscious and COVID, because, I mean, that's my sweet spot, but
yeah.
I listened to, the Amy Wan one. That's the one I really got into. It was kind of just, I was listening, but kind of background noise. But yeah, it was really good. And then the Border Patrol one, I just now kind of dove into too. Nice.
I just checked the numbers right now. It's at 148 views, and
woo!
That's pretty up there. That like in general, our regular non-guest podcasts, they tend to hit about maybe a max of 60. Like that's about the number of subscribers we have.
They got better.
Yeah. Well, some of them are interesting. I think I sometimes wonder if our picture is what draws people in or not.
Yeah.
Like on the Border Patrol, I'm looking at it right now. The Border Patrol, it's instantly recognizable. You see the badge and the patch. Yeah. That's going to draw some attention. My buddy told me the other day he absolutely didn't want to hear the Fear one because me and him have been talking about all this like random scary stuff like demons and ghosts and all this, and he's totally not into it. So he's like, nah, I didn't even listen to it. I just walked away. He's like, no, I'm gonna skip that one.
I got kind of iffy on that one too. I saw that. I was just like, do I really want to dive? Is that?
It was a good talk. Yeah, it was a good talk. I think maybe I shouldn't have put the really scary hand on the window.
Well, that was a pretty scary picture.
Yeah. Well. So, like I'm saying, like, you know, if you knew Rob, so you're like, hey, I might listen to that. You know Amy, you know. So name recognition could draw you in, but at the same time, like some of these images really make you go, "What the hell's going on here?" and others not so much.
Yeah.
So I guess we're still developing the science there. What do you think so far?
The whole thing in general.
Yeah.
Good. I mean, just insight from people out here, people you know. It's really good. Like that stuff, like that. When I was listening to the whole Amy Wan thing, and like. Her main focus was mainly like everything that happens down there, down south and shit. And I'm not from down there, and I don't really go down there too much. And that's a whole other world to me and sales for me, anyways. And it's just really like that, just the stories and stuff, and like that. Even to how she was saying she grew up, like, you know, with all her like elders and whatnot, and that's totally foreign to me because. To be honest, I never really grew up around my grandparents, sort of. So that's real good. That was real good too. Just hearing all that, like that, stories of like people you know, but you know really don't know. Like Amy, I don't know her, but I know of her. And you know the same thing went for my girlfriend because like that, I had it on as background noise, and she was kind of listening too, and that's what she was saying. It was real good too. I know I need to tell her to listen to it more. There's other stuff on here too, but yeah, that's mainly me. It's like that, hearing, you know, stuff from people out here. You know, the whole concerts thing too. It's like I go all the time, and I've kind of drowned out all my stories to the surrounding people that I know. Yeah. It was real good to hear other people's stories from outside of that too.
Cool.
But generally, just like that, just storytelling from stuff around here, stuff we know and stuff we don't know.
Well, that was probably the main reason I was like, oh, we got to have you on, because you're like, oh man, like I want to blow holes in all the arguments you guys are saying, or correct. Like I think we're misnaming albums, and I think we said the wrong song title is what you told me. I think we were talking about Slipknot. Yeah. In general, don't rely on us to be 100% accurate.
I could tell from that episode. I was just like, man, how old are these guys?
Man, fuck these guys.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so we got that out of the way. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, like just in general? I guess nowadays, like, as kids we start off one way, and then as adults we become adults through our experiences. So like, tell us, I don't know, a little bit about yourself, what you're doing right now, maybe what you're into. We already know you're into concerts. What kind of concerts, maybe?
Yeah. Now, like that today, I'm doing landscaping with my dad and my brother, my older brother, and did that today, and I had to go down south too to Newfields. We just formed a concrete floor last week. We formed it and poured it a little piece. So I took my dad down there to go take the form off, and then came back. And then my cousin was here where I stay, and and her boyfriend was trying to start a weed whacker, so I was kind of helping him out too. It's kind of weird. Like that's kind of what I try to do nowadays, is try to keep busy. Try to, like that. I started wearing my, like, I guess you could say, work boots all the time now, because I told my friend, I said, it just kind of gives that sensibility, like, hey, you better do something. You got these boots on, do something.
Nice.
So that's kind of like the headspace I'm in right now. Currently, we're getting ready for my daughter's sunrise dance out in San Carlos. It's kind of like a coming of age for teen girls. So we're in the thick of it right now. Classic me procrastinating, and I didn't a lot of stuff I should have been doing already, it kind of crept up on me so fast. So, it's kind of pushing everything. It's going to be next month. That's a whole thing too,
Yeah.
Having to basically move to San Carlos for a while, and yeah, I like it up there too. It's kind of a nice getaway, but yeah, from just nowadays, that's just how I am now. Just trying to keep busy, trying to be more outdoorsy. I mean, I'm outside all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as far as work and all that, but that's just boring stuff, It's classic talking to guys. It's like, hey, how you doing at work and stuff like that,
Yeah.
As far as like likes, I've always gone to concerts. Like I said, the COVID and concerts, that's what really drew me in, because I fucking love concerts. And last year was basically the first year I didn't go to a show.
Damn.
Since I was like maybe 12. I can honestly say since I was 12, and I'm 32, that I've gone to a show at least once, maybe 5 a year.
Yeah.
There was, I think in 09 or 08 where I pushed it. It was like a month, and I went to like a show like every week.
Whoa.
It was crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, just fucking love concerts. So with that out of the way, I really went and started like going outside, like hiking.
Really?
Going right here, behind Artesia, the mountains right here is my spot. I always go back there walking, just trying to get away.
Yeah.
Life is noisy, so just to be out there, even just to go out there and take a nap or just sit around and space out. Yeah, then like that, like I said, with you guys, like the whole concert thing, kind of obviously bleeds into music. Music's a big part of me, and like I said, since I was like 12, just listening to metal mainly, but some hip hop and whatnot, but like that. I'm I guess an angry guy, so I really enjoy the aggressiveness of metal. My girlfriend's godbrother said that too. Like I would take him to shows, and I would tell him, right away. He's like, I have to get in the pit. I have to get in the crowd. I was like, yeah, you have to. I was like, come on. He's like, I just want to stay in the back. I just want to watch. I was like, man. I'm just like, what's wrong with you? And he's just like, well, maybe I'm just not as angry as you. I was like, yeah, you're probably right. So I kind of stopped trying to like force him into it, because like that, he's not an angry guy. He's just like, I think he's like 15. So yeah, mainly like now likes are just like that, concerts and music mainly. Music is mainly the main focus every day, day in, day out.
Cool.
And like that, going hiking too. I just got some spare binoculars from my cousin. I've been meaning to get some, and my cousin found some, and he gave me some today, so I know that when I go out there, I can go and maybe not look for anything, but just kind of survey the land.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess in a nutshell, that's what it is. Me, I guess.
That's what's up. I got several directions to go from there. First off, do you guys have a business you're trying to advertise? Your landscaping, is there a name there, or is it just kind of wherever you go?
It's like loosely, yeah. I don't think we're trying to get it out there, but like people know and they'll see us. It's not really landscaping. This is kind of like a job we picked up.
Okay.
Some people that my dad know.
Okay.
We primarily do like concrete. Like forward stuff, and he just kind of picked this up and said, hey, let's do it. So it's like, all right, well, so
nice.
Got into that, but mainly he does concrete. Me, him, and my older brother.
That's some tough work.
Nice. Yeah, so like I said, we're getting done with that basketball court down there in Newfields. It's coming together, but yeah, we're primarily concrete. But above all, my older brother and my dad do a lot of other stuff too. Mainly just construction work. Yeah.
Cool. All right. when we did, I wanted to point this out before I forget. You mentioned procrastination. We have a procrastination episode.
Oh, really? Okay,
so go back and check that out. You might get a laugh out of that.
Yeah.
All right. So what I wanted to do is, in concerts in COVID, we talked about our first concert. And since you said the other year, you haven't been to one at all. So first of all, I'd like to hear what your first concert experience was like, and then after that, I want to hear what concert it was that you went to last time, and what was that like. So
okay. So
take it away. Like, what was your first concert experience like?
I'll go 2 ways. Cause like that, I love metal and all that, but my dad, like you said, you're talking about the whole ICP thing, and that's fully ingrained in me too. That's why I kind of lumped that in with like hip hop, which like that, like you guys were saying in episode 2. I don't think it really is,
Yeah,
straight
something else.
Kind of like, it's like rock too, but that same energy. But them, I think I went to first. My older brother, I would like to say, along with his friends, kind of were the first ones that kind of started listening to ICP down here. So I got a little bit of taste of that, and I went with them to Club Rio in Phoenix. It's about maybe 2 miles down from the Marquee. It's not there anymore. That was like kind of I barely remember, the show.
Yeah.
I just remember it was the Bazaar tour, and we went to an in-store before that. It was, I don't know if Twisted was there, but at the show, but Twisted was at the signing.
Oh, okay.
Like you said, like old school, like record stores, it was at a record store.
All right,
and
cool.
Yeah, we went to that, but that was kind of my first song. I remember my sister's boyfriend at the time, he said, "Here, put this on." So I got like a big jacket, it's like a hoodie, and I just felt something in my hood. Little did I know he was putting weed and a lighter in my hoodie, so I could take it through. And then they patted me down, but they didn't find it. So yeah, that one's kind of spotty. I don't really remember the show. I can't really say, but I know that was kind of my first. I would like to say my first one is probably Mave. On the End of All Things to Come tour. It was I think, and glad I went, but like at the time, I remember, I don't know how I found out it was in town. I just remember that day I was like, I'm gonna go. So I have the new CD, and I was listening to it. I got stuck on I think it's the 5th track called Mercy Severity. I was like, I don't know, I just knew that they were going to play it, so I was just listening to it that whole day. Came home, and I think my sister and her boyfriend at the time were going to take me and my little brother to it, but there was no kind of guarantee, so I was like, okay, I'm going, but okay, so I sat in the back of the house, and by the house you can see the road, and I was just waiting for her to come, and like just sitting there in the chair, just anticipating. And once I saw that car, I jumped up and ran inside. I just remember telling my little brother, I said, we're going. So we hopped in the car, and I do remember, like, it was kind of shitty because nowadays when I go to shows, I listen to, who I'm going to go see, maybe an hour out, just to get pumped and whatnot. And I remember we were just jamming like their stuff, which was like, I can't pop stuff all the way up, and I'm just like, I just want to listen to this. Yeah. I have a CD player, but I was listening to it. But yeah, we went, and it was just me and him. And I had to be like 12, 13. Damn. And my little brother,
young guy,
5 years younger than me, so he was like 8, maybe 7.
Jesus.
So it's kind of weird knowing, 12-year-old, I think, it's okay.
Yeah, it's concert age.
Yeah, but him, 8 or 7, I was just like, that's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, we went, and it was awesome. I do remember a middle-aged lady there. We're just 2 little kids standing there watching, and this lady walks up and she's just like, if anybody messes with you, you tell me and I'll kick their ass. And we're just like, oh, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure we'll try to find you if anything happens. But, yeah, that show was really fucking awesome. Crowd surfed for the first time. Got in the pit for the first time. A little one. It wasn't like the main one. It was one off to the side. But, you know, I got super jealous when, on the concerts episode, when Sky was like, I've seen Mudvayne so many times, it's just like, oh, man, I wish I could say that, you know. They're like top 3 for me.
Yeah, for Sky, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I just love Mudvayne. Basically, I said that before, it's like, that stuff's like, it's got to be in my DNA, like those first 3 albums. The LD50 you guys were talking about, and their second album, End of All Things to Come, and then their third album, Lost and Found. Those ones are just staples in my life. Music, anyways. Oh.
Yeah, I think I just remember the LD50, and I jammed a little bit of that second album. But, shit, I think I learned about Mudvayne, the singer. I learned about him through some weird, like, roundabout rock documentary. And then I heard their music, and I was just like, oh, shit, like that dig, that caught me all up. But I can't remember the song after that. It's the one that really got me. It's like that, I'm going to fuck the lyrics up. I'm going to just put that out right now, but it was like, cold and silent, saw your face, I will what? Yeah, you know. That's Nothing to Gain. There you go. Love it.
Yeah,
love that one.
Man. That song is just, I remember crying to that song when I saw them the next time. Just
nice.
Yes, I love that song.
All right, so at that point, was Mudvayne your second concert?
I believe so, yeah. I would say it was the first metal concert, I guess, but as far as second, I think so. I don't really remember, anything before that. Except that ICP show.
Do you think at that point you knew that concerts would be a part of your life from then on? Because it sounds like you're hard up and you're like, go, 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 go. Oh, there's a concert, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know then that it would be like that? Like, was it already, like, in your blood?
Hard to say. I just remember, like, getting, that exciting, exhilarating feeling when like I said, I was listening to that song, that Mercy Severity, and then they played it. I was just like, whoa, that's
nice.
They did. I've been listening to this. I know this song kind of like that. And it was new too, so it was pretty awesome like that. Being crowd surf, I don't remember how. I think it's like, the crowd and that random dude's like putting the thumbs up, like, to get you up, and I'm just like, okay. I think that was the case, and then like that, like, being so hyped off of that, and then you fall into the security, and then you're just so hyped, and you go around, and then I saw, kind of that little pit, and I just jumped in there,
Nice.
I like going on the whole anger thing. I don't think I was angry back then, but, it really, I guess, just the excitement of seeing it. You're sitting there listening to it on a CD player, you're looking at the booklet, you're reading the lyrics, and then to be in front of those exact people and then playing it, Overall, I think that's the main focus of, why I go and whatnot.
Cool, man. I can hear your passion already.
Yeah, especially the new, when it's like fresh music.
Yeah.
You get to see it live. There's a certain time frame that can only happen in.
Yeah. Have you been to any concert that you thought sucked?
Or disappointed?
Yeah.
I did, going to the whole, like that, like you guys were talking about Vehemence in Phoenix. I don't know if you guys remember Abigail Williams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but this is long before the Legend EP. This is, 2-3 years ago. I know that they kind of changed their sound. Legend was, more metalcore, and then their second album, fuck. Now I'm drawing a blank. But their second album was more black metal, but still kind of that metalcore, kind of feeling where it's kind of simple enough you can get it. I kind of dropped off of that, but I knew they were doing like just straight black metal, after that. And that's kind of a required taste, like real black metal. It's really an acquired taste. So I found out they were coming to, I think it was Club Red, and you mentioned before, Jeremy Johns. He was there when we were listening to that Legend EP when it first came out. Well, not first came out, but when it came out, we were all of us were into it. And, being hyped, and I know he lived in Phoenix, so I was like, dude, we gotta go. He's like, they're gonna be there, so it's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, of course. I rarely get him to go to shows, so, and just to hang out with him, because he's up there in Phoenix, so we went, and, there wasn't too many people there, but, I didn't really care. I guess I should have known, but kind of didn't, but, we went in, and they started playing. Like that, like straight black metal,
Nice.
It's really, really slow and, very ominous. So we're standing there and we're just like, I mean, it sucks to say because I shouldn't say hate, but I don't like people, who come to shows and like, I just want to hear this album, or I just want to hear these songs. I'm waiting for these songs but that's what we were there for. I was listening to their stuff too, and it was good. But deep down, I was just like, I just want to hear something off the Legend. Come on, just give me that. I've only seen you one time before this, and I just want it. And we're standing there, and nothing. And they just kept going with these long, like 5-minute, black metal sounds. It's like, okay, no, they're not gonna play. No, they might. No, they're not. More people are leaving. Should we leave?
Oh, God,
yeah, work that next day. So I was like, and I just remember looking out at him and just kind of, doing the thumb, like, let's go. It's like, all right, well, so we just left. It's like, oh, that was kind of a bummer.
They played all the songs after.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, that's
a request.
Yeah.
Where was that concert?
Huh?
Where was that concert?
The Abigail Williams one?
Yeah.
Man, I don't remember. I just remember it was like this band named Ghost Death or something like that. It was like a straight black metal, show. Like everybody was black metal, but we were coming in with something else, and we didn't get it. Not pissed or anything, but it wasn't what we were looking for. That's the first one that I grabbed out of my head. Not really sucked, but it was kind of a disappointment. Yeah. As far as sucking, what do you mean, like specifically, like the performance or just the whole thing in general?
For not being able to go.
Yeah, I think it would be in general. Like, I've been to one concert where whoever fucking mic'd it all fucking wrong, and anytime they really started fucking jamming, like, it would just sound like white noise. Just, like, you couldn't hear the singer, couldn't hear the drums. Like, you could always kind of hear the drums, but like because you don't, almost all that sound is just full bore. You don't need a mic on it, but whoever mic'd it, or maybe it was the shape of the fucking place, like it was kind of small and tight quarters, and maybe that's whatever it was. Whenever they really started jamming, I think it was Head PE. It was Head PE and a couple other bands, and it was just really poorly mic'd. And whenever they really started ripping in, it all canceled each other's out. Like it just sounded like, and it just really fucking ruined the experience. So,
going like now that you say that, like that, I'm trying to search through my head, and I can't really think of one except for, you said the last concert I went to, which was, like that. I'm happy to meet, and like and have a kid with, a lady, I'll say a lady now, that likes concerts just as much as I do, and that's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know, we're both on top of it. When are we going? Are we going to go?
Yeah.
Let's not go. That kind of stuff, you know, that's common for us. You know, we've been to tons together, and I would try to like to get my daughter into it.
Yeah.
You know, going to shows, sing live music.
Yeah.
Seeing that stuff you hear in your ears, you're laying in your bedroom and feel it live.
Yeah.
And that was the case with the last concert. I don't know. I know you. I don't want to keep hacking on you guys' age, but you know it's kind of. I'm sorry. It's just it's a new kind of age rapper. His name's Trippie Redd. He's more of a singer than I mean, he raps, but you know I started getting into him. You know, kind of like building a bridge between me and my daughter that way, like music and music. So I started getting into him too, and then you know that comes with it. So it's like, well, when is he coming?
Yeah. So
we got tickets for it. Yet again, procrastinated it, and it got sold out. And I felt so fucking bad for my daughter. I was just like, I didn't want to tell her, you know, hey, we're not going. So I ended up finding, you know, the other websites that, you know, people sell tickets, and I bought 3 of them by $100 a piece.
God.
Okay, we're going. So, you know, this was the second time we've seen him. This time. Like that. You go to a show, you know, to see these songs played for an hour by the person you want to go see, the headliner.
Yeah.
And so it was sold out. Me, my girlfriend, and my daughter, us 3 went, and we're there, and we go in the crowd, and he comes on, and everybody's hyped. I don't really remember. I mean, I know songs, and I just don't remember the feeling of like, this is fucking awesome. Like I felt before. Now that I think about it, but you know, we're there, and I'm mainly there for her too. I mean, I like the songs, but mainly there for her, making sure she has a good time. So we're going probably about half an hour. We're going, and it's just like, all right, well, cool, and then walks off stage. I'm like, okay, well, just waiting for the next song. The DJ comes on and starts playing songs for like maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes of his set. I don't know if he needed to go take a shit or needed to get a meal in or something, but he left and he wasn't there for 20 minutes. The DJ was on like, and mind you, this is sold out and everybody's there. Everybody's pushed together.
Yeah.
You know, it was at the Marquee, which isn't too big but not too small, but you know, I've been there during with sold out shows, and it gets hot, and you know, you're pumped up, and then you have to kind of deflate because nothing's happening, and everybody's, you know, like kind of started getting aggravated, and me especially, because like that, I've been to many shows, and I've never seen this happen. Like, why did this guy just walk off? And then like 20 minutes later, came and finished the rest of the show, but like it's like I got drained, and I know the crowd got drained from just that 20 minutes of, you know, whatever he had to do or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just sat there, and like that's the last show I went to, and that was kind of not a good experience.
Oh man.
I remember I just recently talked to some guy I met while on a paintball, and he had one of his shirts on. So I was just like, hey, what's up? But you know, that's a good icebreaker, you know. He's on the show and whatnot, and he started talking about it. He's like, yeah, I was there at that show. He said, I don't know what was going on with that. And he's like, the show before that, we went to see him too, and that guy was there too. The kid I was talking to, and he was like, yeah, it's like half of the time he was sticking the mic out for everybody else to sing the song. It's like, dude, we came here to see you do your songs, and we're mainly singing all of it. So it's like, and then I knew he was coming back. This Trippie Redd guy, he was coming back earlier this year. I think he really came through Phoenix, I think, just recently. And I was asking him, because, you know, we're in Arizona. I was just like, are you going to go? And he's like, I think I gave him enough times to you know, make himself better, and he still hasn't. So I think I'm going to step this out. So I was just like, yeah, that's a good point. I don't think I'm kind of throw my money at that, especially that kind of money now.
Man, sorry that happened to you.
Yeah. So I don't know, Sky. If you're gonna take it. But I have a couple tidbits on a couple of the things you said.
About shitty experiences, or
yeah, sure.
Well, I don't. This is maybe a what could have been, but there's this band In Pieces. They put out like 2 albums. Mm-hmm. They're kind of like hardcore metal. No, they weren't hardcore. They weren't metal. They were more like, I would consider them rock now, but they're calling themselves like post-hardcore or something like that. Anyway, they had two good albums, and they were coming to Tempe or Phoenix. It was in the area, but I just didn't have a car. But this was during the MySpace era where you could like comment on their page. Yeah. I just remember just like commenting, like, because they had a song called Juarez, Mexico. And it's a 2-part song, so it's an epic piece on their album. So I just jokingly commented that on their MySpace site. It was like, hey, Juarez, Mexico tonight. And then they responded like, yeah, I think we're gonna do it. And just knowing that they're, like, again, kind of having that excitement, like, they could play a song, they might play a song, like, just going to a concert, kind of like, hey, they might play this. Yeah. So this is, like, kind of like a guarantee they're going to play the song you want to hear, or, you know, the song you're digging off the album. And I couldn't make it. I didn't have no ride. I was just sort of like, not even my element to like find a way to get there. I was just sort of just like, kind of wish I never would have messaged him. to know that, like, I'm playing that bad song and I'm not gonna be there. Jesus. Yeah. And you're the one that kind of say, hey, you guys should play it. Yeah. They were probably at band practice that night. It's like, should we? It's like, oh, hey, this guy said he wanted to hear it. Hey, let's do it. Yeah. So I was thinking of that, like, as a reverse back to you guys. They probably played that night and just like, this goes out to that guy.
Yeah, we know you're out there.
We know he's at. Where is he at?
Where is he? Oh, fuck, he doesn't even care.
Bring him on stage.
Yeah, right.
I want to see it.
He's the reason we're playing the song.
Jesus.
Now that you say that, like missing, you know, fuck. I hate this one. I don't know if you guys remember, like, Sounds of the Underground. It's kind of like Ozfest. Not too big. Yeah. It was the first year. What's that?
It was a festival, like.
Yeah. It was just kind of like not like big, like 2 stages or whatnot. It was just kind of like a bunch of bands. It was really, really good. I think it only was around for 3 years, or 3 times, anyways. But the first one, went to. I don't remember what year it was. I just know it's like 06 maybe. I really got into Devil Driver, metal band. Yeah, I got into their first album is good. Their second album really drew me in. I fucking loved it. I was listening to it all the time, and you know, I heard they were gonna be at this festival. There was a bunch of other bands too. I think Lama Guy headlined that year. So I was straight just going for them. You know, more excited. You know. For them, and this is probably the first concert I've been to in Phoenix that I went to, you know, going outside of town of Tucson, but you know, the first one. So like I didn't, especially as far as my driver, it was my older brother. I think he didn't know. I thought he would know, but I don't think he really knew. You know, and like that. This is before like you can just look it up on your phone and get the spot and go. You kind of had to know your way around Phoenix, and he did not. Yeah. So I think it started at like 10 or 9 in the morning or 11 afternoon, and I don't know what time I know we left in the morning, and like that, I always tease everybody and my daughter too about like, you know, you guys go in the car and whatnot. It's like, fuck, we were in the back of my dad's truck, like 6 of us just sitting in the back all the way to Phoenix and all the way back after. You know, it was a bunch of us just sitting in there. And we went and we got there. It was at the Mesa Amphitheater. We got there and I'm just like, when are they playing? You know, I've never been to kind of a festival like that. It's like, when are they playing? Are they playing? We got to go and get somewhere, get down there, and it's an amphitheater, so, you know, walk down. And I remember we stayed there, and I saw, you know, it's like a symbol for their album, kind of their symbol they use. It was on the case on the side of the stage. I was like, oh, it's right there, it's right there. They haven't played yet. They're going to move it on. And the band just kept coming, and yeah, they already played. Oh, man, I was so let down, man. That one stung for a while. It still stings now. But I think they were doing meet and greet, so, you know, I wanted to go meet them after. I don't know what those pictures are. I know I took some pictures with them. And like that, just telling them, I was like, I was just here, mainly here for you, and I missed it. He's like, we'll come around next time, you know, we'll be here. I was like, all right, but, you know, hearing them say that, but at the same time, you know, it's like I was so hyped and just ready to go and to hear those songs, and you missed them. So that one stung.
Yeah.
Rough. So I had just a little tidbit on Abigail Williams. I didn't know him in the beginning. I think it might have actually been Sky, maybe Edison. You know, we had this little group that used to chill on the side of the wall at lunchtime back in.
Let me just say this. And, you know, like hearing that Sky's on there. You know, I think all of our core stuff was poop from you guys, or at least from you, Sky, because you know, I've always kind of heard your name around. You know, when we're listening to stuff and I think most of our stuff was poop from you guys or you specifically. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Not me.
Nah, bro. You and Edo would go back and forth. Like, there was a whole musical culture in just our little group chilling right there. Like, we had guitars. You know, we were talking music.
I think it was my older group, the guys that were older than me.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Well, like that, it's like you like, I know Derek would talk to you guys or be around you guys, so it kind of bled into him, and then he was showing us stuff like that, like Big Destroyer, like really heavy stuff. So yeah,
I know for sure that Sky got me into Shadows Fall.
Nice.
Like he gave me, I think it was their second album that he gave me. It wasn't The Art of War. It was the one right before that. I think it was just called Shadows Fall, like the album.
Is that The Art of Balance? I think that's that one.
The Art of Balance was after that.
Oh, okay.
It was one right before it. Anyway.
I had a brain fart.
So anyway, it was through these guys. I didn't know Abigail Williams too well, but like I started getting into them and like really jamming, and then there was a concert in Phoenix, and I don't know if it was in concert with Vehemence, but it might have been the same place, like the same venue. It was like this little kind of crummy record store.
That's Metal Devastation.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Like, it was a kind of dark place, not too big, and their stage was, you know, not this huge thing, but it had a good vibe. And I remember we went, and Abigail Williams was there, and this is just a little tidbit. I was dancing. I had a lot more energy back then. Like I'm an old guy now, but like I remember they were doing like their epic music. You know, I was vibing with the synthesizer lady,
Yeah.
She's all hot, and she was doing all the epic sounds in the back, and like, I remember I was like moshing in place, like dancing, like I had a little bit of long hair, and I was flinging it, you know, like.
I can vision this. I can see you.
I was like a maniac, you know, just fucking pumping my feet and throwing my hair and like dancing and like, and I was just feeling it. I was like I was the only one there, you know, and then. I remember in between songs, all these people were like, "Hey man, that was fucking cool. Like, that was cool." Like, I was like high-fiving people, like, "Yeah, this is the shit. It's a fucking badass concert, Abigail Williams." And then like I was all fucking sweaty, and I took off my outer shirt, and what I had under it was that same Slipknot shirt that Nash had given me, that I talked about in concerts and COVID, and. All these fucking people were like, "What the fuck? Get the fuck out of here!" This one fucking this skinny, pimply faced dude came up behind me and said, "You don't belong here, Slipknot." I was like, "Man, fuck you!" But I was like, I had no idea it was a faux pas to rock a fucking Slipknot shirt to an Abigail Williams concert. I don't even think they were the headliners, but it was definitely a badass part of the show. And I remember they all saw my shirt. I just heard all these groans all around me. It was like, "Oh, what the fuck is he doing here?" Like, I had no idea, dude. I had no idea. There's all this animosity towards Slipknot. I think a couple people called me a poser too. I was like, "What the fuck? I can't like Slipknot and Abigail Williams. Like, get the fuck out of here." It pissed me off, and it kind of ruined the show for me. Like, I was like, "Oh, bitches!" Like, fuck it. I was mad after that, but like, I still enjoyed the show. It was a good show.
Yeah. That place is pretty elitist. You know, like what. You know, maybe. What I remember is like it was. I remember I got my first, I got a Pig Destroyer shirt there and the Berserker shirt, and those are really out there, you know, and I know that whole scene, you know, the Phoenix scene, the AZDG scene is just really, you know, kind of elitist, you know, so I don't, I can imagine that happened to you. That's crazy.
Half the crowd just groaned, they're like, ugh, and I was like, what? And that one fucking skinny guy wanted to be like, "You don't belong here, Slipknotter." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Fuck you, man." And then, okay, so there's that. And then I also wanted to comment on you saying like you're not knowing if you should leave yet. And then this is also kind of plays into like the vibe of the crowd. I went to one of the KFMA days when it was at the Tucson Electric Park over there on Keno. Or maybe it was the Keno Parkway. Whatever it is. It was the stadium, the baseball stadium.
Yeah.
And the headliner was Incubus. And I fucking love Incubus. Like, I fucking love them. And I remember they did, like, as far as the vibe goes, like, it was probably one of the first times where, like, everybody knew the lyrics, and, like, every time I wanted to belt out, like, I wasn't expecting anything, but, like, I wanted to belt out all the songs I knew, and, like, everybody around me was belting out, so it was, like, the entire crowd was singing something that I've only been, you know, singing alone by myself, all quietly or loudly, but, you know, nobody gives a shit but me. And then to be in the crowd and everybody was singing like my favorite songs, and like it was all Incubus. I was like, oh, like this is the fucking shit. And I remember at the end they went behind the stage, and like, you know, everybody's like, you know, Incubus, you know, we wanted more. We gotta have the what do they call it? I'm drawing a blank. Help me out here, concert guy.
What is it?
It's where they come out one more time after the song's over. The encore. Okay, so we all wanted the encore, and like they came out and they did it. They went back. I think they came back like twice.
Nice.
And like all fucking night, all day. Like it was a hot fucking summer day, and I remember we were drinking the whole time. So like by the end of the night, like I was fucking wiped out, and we're like, oh man, like this is a big ass crowd. Like, let's go now and get in that fucking car. Like, let's beat the crowd. I was like, cool. Like, after party, you know, we had the after party set up. We started going. You know, the crowd was kind of dispersing, and I thought it was over. Like, they did an encore.
I already see what's happening.
And I fucking stepped out that fucking gate, and I went out, and like it was like you said, you know, sometimes you want to hear the song and you don't hear it, and they fucking played. It wasn't Drive because they had to play Drive, but it was like one of the other songs on that album. I can't remember which one. But I remember they were fucking singing it, and it was kind of like a song not everybody sings. Like it's like one of the ones that I personally felt and sang a shit ton. And
like your song.
Yeah. Well, it was my song on that album.
Yeah.
It actually might have been the Mexico album because I think the Drive album was before. It was separate. But anyway, damn, they fucking started singing it, and I was outside. I had just stepped out the fucking gate, and like I turned around and I looked at the security guy. I was like, "Dude, let me back in." And he's like, "Fuck you, you just stepped out." And I was like, "Man, fuck you! Why do the fucking concert staff always had to be fucking dicks? They always had to be dicks." And they're like, "Nah, dude, get out of here. You left. We're not letting people back in." And I was like, "Dude, I was just in there. You just fucking saw me. Like, let me get in there." And he's just like, "Fuck you." So like, I heard the final encore and my favorite fucking song with my head like jammed between two bars, and I was like, "Man, fuck this shit!" Like, oh, I wanted it so bad, but that was it. I heard my favorite song outside the crowd, outside the stadium, like way up in the nosebleeds. And yeah, it was one of those like big disappointing moments. Like, damn, like fuck.
Well, I just got through working security at a dance, and we had to close the gates, and people were trying to get in. I think it's not being a dick. I mean, of course they're saying it like a dick, but it's more so like, well, if I let you in, then these guys are gonna want to get in, and these guys are gonna want to come back in. So
if they had just said that, cool. That's reasonable, and it could have appealed to my kinder side. But he gave me attitude. Fuck that. I don't need it. I don't need that attitude. So I was just like, God damn, fuck you, motherfucker. Fuck this whole place. I'll burn it down with everybody in it. I was like, God damn it. Like, I want it in there. And such a good, for the life of me, for the life of me, I can't remember which song it was.
Just go on YouTube and go with the album and just kind of like go through it and see what you wanted.
I'm gonna have to. But I think it was on the Mexico album, and it might have been. I'm gonna look it up right now. But anyway, that I had to comment on like the whole. Should I leave or shouldn't I? Or should I stick around just in case they fucking play my favorite fucking song and that I haven't heard yet? And damn, it blew my mind, man. It fucked up my whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it happens, you know. And I went out and got all brewed out. Like the after party was excellent, but it was like. All right, so I think it was Mexico. It was either Mexico or hold on, I'm looking at the songs here.
Just to let you know, everything you guys like kind of like drop as bands, I'm going to go check out too.
Cool, good. It's a good thing. I think it's either 11 a.m. No. It's either 11 a.m. or Mexico. It was a song, it's kind of like one of the not as popular songs, maybe, in my mind. So I didn't expect them to play it, but when they fucking did, I was already outside the gate. I was so pissed off. I was like, no, fuck you guys, man. Like, let me back in. So I just kind of like, I let my friends, like, we all left, and they all like went to the car, they're waiting for me, and I was just had my head jammed in the bars, like pressing these marks on my face, like, God damn, that's a badass song. And like, I was singing, but all I could hear was my shitty voice way up here, and I could hear the crowd like singing it, and I was like, God damn it. So yeah, that's one of those I'll never forget that I missed one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite bands because we left too early. Like, oh, we're gonna beat the traffic, and we didn't beat the traffic at all. We got stuck in that motherfucker and didn't get out for like another half hour.
It's bad up there too.
Yeah. So it was a great. Well, this one was in Keno Parkway. But yeah, man, what a disappointment.
I like that. Like I just want to like jump on top of your guys' stories, and you guys were talking about stuff too. Like Sky, you were talking about Club Red, and I remember that place too. I got kicked out of that place too, and I wasn't. Your story was a lot better than mine was. I didn't get back in. I had to stay outside of the venue and just like, man, it wasn't even like, it was like one of the first opening bands.
Damn.
Some guy pushed my friend Kyle, and so I pushed him back. Like aggressively. It wasn't like a kind of a pit thing. And I guess security saw these guys are gonna fight, and boom, grab me, and I'm out. And so I stood outside, and I think the outside like windows and the doors to see in are blacked out, and it's just a sliver I could just see of just watching the show from that little spot. And I think I did go around the back, but I wasn't trying to go bug anybody about that, or didn't have that in me to go say like, hey dude, come on. But yeah, that was my experience at Club Red.
It's not Club Red or what is it, Clubhouse?
The Clubhouse. Yeah. I do remember that venue and that little.
You remember the show or who was playing?
It was I'm trying to remember the band I got kicked out of. I didn't even know them, but it was, I think it was Whitechapel, and Through the Eyes of the Dead, I think. Yeah, I remember Whitechapel, yeah. I was big on them, and I was hyped, and yeah, that's what happened. The rest of the night, just sitting outside. I haven't been thrown out of too many shows, but, I do remember the ones I have been, and I guess I can say it was more coming, but yeah, I'm not the guy who's there trying to start shit, Yeah. And when the shit gets started with me, I'm just kind of like, cool, but I'm there for the show. I'm not gonna aggressively come at this dude because he's being an asshole. And ruin my chance. I pay my money. I'm there to see. I'm more worried about the music and the show than this guy mad because his girlfriend can't see or some shit like that too.
Yeah.
I remember it was Avenged Sevenfold, and my girlfriend wanted to go, and I think it was when the album Nightmare came out, and I really liked that album. I remember listening to it at Shell when I went to Shell and Grace like all the time. So we went, and you could tell, this wasn't really my kind of crowd. Like, it's kind of younger people, and people who kind of just stand there and watch, I guess. It was that, not Talking Stick. What is that place called? It's a big, pavilion, I guess you could say. Yeah, we went, and I remember getting there, and we were in the crowd. We got the floor, which is like much more money than the lawn. So we're there, and me and my girlfriend are there, and I see this guy next to us, and they're like right in front. There's a guy, and then a younger girl, an older lady, and then the barricade. And you can kind of hear them talking, and the guy's like, he's trying to hit on this girl, like he's gonna get some or whatnot. And I've been there before, but he was trying, and I guess the older lady was her mom. And I think she was underage, so he kind of like backed off after that. But he was still talking to them, kicking it with them and whatnot. And somewhere around the show, the mom left, and the guy was like, "I'll watch her. Don't worry about it." Blah blah blah. It's like, okay,
sure. So
me and my girlfriend right there, and like I said, my girlfriend's been through it all too at shows, and she is not afraid to, I'm gonna keep going to the front or as far as I can get. I'm gonna get there, and she's shorter, so it's kind of easy for her to maneuver, around in there, so to speak. And she was doing that in front of him to get in front, in front, and he didn't like that, and he he was being an asshole, you know, like that. We're just trying to get to the show and trying to get closer, but apparently I'm stepping on his, I guess, moves or whatever with this girl, or him trying to be, you know, hard ass or whatnot. And that's kind of how Phoenix, you know, might have gone, or I guess on that side, anyways. I feel, anyways. And he kept, like, he would elbow my side. He had his fist at his chest, his elbows down, and he would be kind of like ramming my side. And my girlfriend felt it, and she would kind of like just kind of lean up. She would be in front of me, kind of lean up and just say, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm alright." It's like, "It's alright." It's like, whatever. I know this guy's pissed. And we kept kind of moving forward in front of him until we were kind of in front of him. And I'm not trying to like push this girl out of my way. I know better at shows to be doing that. But, you know, we're trying to move up, and we're not, like, ramming her and whatnot. We're just kind of moving and maneuvering and pushing. And he didn't like that. I guess his manhood was trying to be up there and trying to be protective and whatnot. And I remember him, like, putting his elbow on my shoulder, and then I was like, okay, whatever. The show's going on, and then just playing. And then he started, like, driving his elbow into the side of my head. So my head's like tilted over and my cheeks on my shoulder for a good 2 or 3 songs. And again, my girlfriend tries, like, asking me, "Are you alright, right?" And I'm cool watching the show. I'm just laughing because he's so pissed. And it's kind of like that. I'm there for the show, not to try to be hard or whatnot. And I think something happened with the guy right behind us. He started fighting, or he was pushing back, trying to make room for that girl, and somebody didn't like that, and they started fighting. And I think my girlfriend's cousin was there with her dad, and they kind of got into it, and I saw her not into it, but kind of got pushed. You know, it happens, and I kind of got her and her cousin and pushed her out of the way, and kind of pushing to kind of push them back, and you know, strobe lights are going on, and of course, security sees you pushing, and boom, you're out. Grabbed me and pulled me out and started walking me towards the back, and it was pretty awesome. You know, there's a song off their Nightmare album, and the lyrics it says "Get your hands on me," and that part was playing exactly when the guy tapped me, was pulling me out. And that's the first time I've been kicked out of, like, somewhere big like that. And they took me to the back. You know, there's a whole process. They're like, "Do you know why we're kicking you out?" It's like, "Yeah, I guess." He's like, "Do you want to say anything to say?" And I'm in my head, I'm just like, "Why? It's not going to change anything. You're not going to let me go back in if I try to tell you I didn't do anything." It's like, whatever. So I was outside kicking it out there too. But, you know, like that. More of the point, it's like, I'm there for that. And, you know, there's a line, too, to be drawn, you know, with me or anybody, but for the most part, you know, I can take a little abuse because, you know, it's all a part of it. You know, it happens.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. As I've grown older, like, I've learned to go further towards the edge and closer to the bar. You know, like, I can turn around and grab a beer, and then I can dance freely without having, you know, dancing half in some guy's armpit. You know, I got a little wiggle room back here to shake my ass. And I can get drunk, and, you know, like, I don't got like some dumbass, you know, nudging me and spilling my beer on some chick, you know, like, I've grown out of that, like, rush for the front. I'm fucking good. I'm good back here, getting my buzz on, enjoying the music. Like, I still shake my ass. I still sing, you know. I'll bump into people every now and then if they're shoving, you know, like, "Come on, well, what's up?" Like, but for the most part, like, old guy in the back drinking beers, like, I'm over that whole, like, oh, I gotta get so close that I'm gonna get up under people. Like, nah. My sucking armpit juice into my lungs is kind of beyond me. Now. I'm not into it.
I don't know why you guys were talking about that, and I was just like, I know it smells, but for me, it's like, I don't know why that's never, like, that was a new thing when you guys started talking about it. I was like, I never thought about that, like, how much it smelled, but to my knowledge, like, just thinking about it, I was like, I don't remember it smelling.
You know, not everybody smells, but, like, some people you come across, and they fucking, they just smell like fucking skunk piss, like, or something. Like, they just, you know, you get enough of them around you, like, up there in the front. Next thing you know, your oxygen is, you know, 30% oxygen, you know, 30% armpit, 30% ass juice, you know. It's like, I'm good back here by the bar, and I could still see the band. In fact, I could probably see the band better than fucking having people's arms and heads, and I'm staring at the band between, you know, two tightly knit people. Like, I'm over that shit. Like, I'm in the back, I can see the band nice and clear, and I'm getting my drink on. And when I drink my beer, I can go right back and go grab another. Like, I don't gotta be, like, I've had people spill my beers like a motherfucker, and then, you know, they have no class. It's like, oh, whoops, sorry, and they keep going. Some people are like, hey, man, like, I owe you a beer. Huh?
I said, you're the guy coming into the crowd with the beer. That's, you know, you should know better, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Come on, man.
Hey, if you're going to be on my podcast, you need to be on my side, motherfucker.
It's so etiquette, man.
No. I think etiquette-wise is if you spill a guy's beer, you buy him a fucking beer. That trumps anything. If there's a beer spilled, you better be buying a beer. Or putting the Dukes on. Like, come on now. Like,
well, I'm not a beer drinker, so there's
all right, so there's beer etiquette, and that shit is universal. I don't care where you are. I don't care if I'm walking in or out of a fucking pit. I don't want nobody's touching my fucking beer. I just spent, you know, $20 on a little-ass beer. Like,
yeah.
Like,
there's a clip just going around, too, of, like, some show that happened, and, like that, you guys will talk about, you know, like hardcore shows, like people slam dancing and swinging. And there's a clip of this guy just sitting at the edge of in the front, like by the stage, and he had, I guess it's a beer, and he's sitting there. This guy swings back and just annihilates the beer into his face.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, that shit was on purpose, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, so yes. That's what I'm saying. I don't carry my beers out there anymore because I don't want them fucking spilled. I've had it happen way too many times. You know? So, like, my fucking spot now at a concert is, like, back right or back left, like, wherever the fucking bar is. I'm in the back with a good view and enough room to shake my ass. I don't have to have some dude's fucking boner rubbing on my back. You know?
Like you're saying that, and I'm just like, maybe I just didn't feel it. Maybe
dude,
I never felt that.
You just spent 10 minutes with a guy's elbow on your neck, and you had to tilt your head. Like, what are you talking about?
That's better than some guy's
dick on your shoulder. That dude was
elbow on the head over some
that was
dick.
His elbow dick. He was laying his elbow dick on your back. Like, what he was saying was, fuck you, I'm gonna put my dick on your shoulder. I don't care what part of his body was. He physically had a part of his body on you, and it wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't welcome. It wasn't like, hey man, like, hey, you feeling tired? Put your elbow on my back and start shoving it into my neck. Maybe you'll feel better. Fuck that. That is the epitome of dick on your shoulder right there. Like, it didn't have to be his dick. It was his elbow, but he was dick shouldering you right there. It's like, I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna put my dick on your shoulder, and you took it. I mean, I kind of respect that you were more for the music, more for the experience, and willing to say, hey, this is part of the show. Like the slam dance, beer in the face, that you play that close to the fire, you're gonna get burned. All right, that happens. All right, I can admit that. Yeah. But that dude was out of fucking line. And I can respect your control, but that was a dick on your shoulder. Just so we're all clear here, that was a dick on your shoulder.
Come where come comes from, and then, you know, a dirty elbow, or I guess through your eyes, if that makes sense, yeah.
It's an aggressive move to physically anything on you. Like there's the whole exception. You go to the front, that you're gonna be bumping elbows and, you know, probably breathing some dude's back sweat or something like. It's gonna happen when you get up there. You accept a bit of that.
Yeah.
This dude was physically assaulting you. And yeah, I don't, homie, don't play that shit, especially now. Like, all right, maybe that's it. The older I get, I'm even more aggressive now than I was back in the day. So it's like,
wow.
If I wouldn't have played like at your age when that happened. I probably would have took an elbow in the face too, or shoulder or neck or wherever he was putting it. I probably would have went along and said, this is showbiz. But now, if somebody wanted to do that, that would be an okay time to spill a beer. I'd throw it in his face and see what he wanted to do after that. Like, get the fuck off me. Yeah. I'm more aggressive now that way. Like, don't fucking invade me. Don't put your dick on my shoulder. Like, no. So
I think it's because the stakes are high. Because you're at a show, you're trying to catch the show. So you're kind of like, there's more at stake to what you're willing to put up with.
Yeah. Is Bendy really there for the show? That's the question we're drawing to.
I'm there for a show. I paid my money. I paid for my beers. I don't want anybody spilling my beer or fucking up my show. I'm a broke man. All right. If I spend $100 on a ticket, I want to see the whole show. I don't want to get kicked out, and I want to be able to drink my beer in peace. Have nobody fuck with my beer while I'm enjoying the show.
Yeah.
So if that makes me an aggressor, cool, whatever, like I accept that because there's things you do and don't do. We already mentioned etiquette. If we all paid our dues to be at a show, you want to slam fist each other's whatever, then yeah, go to the front, push in, lean on top of each other's. But if you come at me and spill my beer in back corner right, then you're asking for trouble. You want to put an elbow on me when there's 10 feet all around me? There's going to be issues.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I'm much more aggressive now. Just because I don't play the game. I don't want to be down there anymore. I want to be up here, relaxed. Yeah. A certain band can throw me into this like I'm gonna smash everything. Like I'm gonna there's all this energy. And there's nowhere to go except just start shaking your ass and like throwing shit and making noise and screaming lyrics. There's bands that do that to me, but for the most part, I'm in the back getting drunk and enjoying the music live. Live music is the best.
Word.
Like the best. Alright, so sorry, I just took over the show here, but I was listening to you talk about a dude shoving his elbow, and I just don't enjoy that. Like, the whole down there, get as close as you can, like, I kind of understand that. Like, how close can I get to people I idolize? How close can maybe I can see something better than I'll see in the back, so let's push forward. But you're asking, it's like you're signing an unwritten contract by pushing all the way up there. Yeah. You're going to piss off dudes trying to protect their ladies. You're going to, probably catch a dick on the shoulder. Something, you're signing the contract and it's happening.
Imagine being at the show on some naked dude's crowd surfing. He just,
I guarantee worse things have happened.
Guaranteed. I'm pretty sure. I've been to a lot of shows, but I'm pretty sure that's happened before.
Oh yeah. I remember one time at the Tool show, they found the head of a pig in the crowd.
There you go.
That sounds awesome.
How'd they get that?
You kind of don't really know what you're gonna get.
Well, I love Tool. Tool's one of those bands. That's one of the bands that could get me hyped the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean,
Korn too.
There's other shit that can go down.
Yeah.
Talking about Tool, it's like at a Tool show, a pig hit. Yeah, that sounds pretty normal.
I am underwhelmed that caught you right now. I'm trying to think of other times. I got kicked out of a concert once, and I can't remember if I'm blending two different stories. I know both of them were at the Rialto. One of the shows I went, and I pre-rolled a bunch of joints in strawberry rolling papers. That's what I really remember of it. And me and my buddy were smoking on the side, like where the carpets were, where they used to be. We were smoking, and the security guy walked up, and he started talking to us. He's like, hey, right before he left, he's like, hey, that better be tobacco. And we're like, oh, yeah. I guess it was back when you could smoke still. And then it wasn't. We were smoking cigarette weed, and I think later on, the same guy, like, he warned us, and we're like, cool, like, whatever. And then I was in the middle of the crowd, and I tried to spark up the second one. And right when I hit that lighter, he just happened to be like 2 feet away from me. He saw the flash, turned around and said, "You!" And he fucking grabbed me and walked my ass out. And I was like, "Oh, I just blew it." Like, I know I was super high during Soulfly. Like Soulfly was playing, and it was like blurry and psychedelic. Like they were doing their, black lights and glowing bass strings kind of thing. So I was like seeing the sound waves, and I was like, "Oh, this shit!" Like it was fucking with my mind. And then like, I think El Nino was there, Chimera.
Nice.
And I want to say Lamb of God was there too. They might have been the headliners, but I didn't get to see them. I don't think. Like I think I got kicked out right towards the end. I missed the encores. I missed all that. Got kicked out.
Yeah.
And it was just pure fury. I might have not even been the one that lit the thing, but the guy saw me and said, "Oh, it's him. I warned him. Now I got him."
Yeah.
And he took my ass out.
Yeah, I vivid memories of people when you try to lean down and try to spark it on. I never really smoked at shows, but those moments, and then like that, like the guys in the barricade, and they just like see that spark and boom, lit up, and you're out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happened, and I missed the rest of the show, but I really did enjoy myself. I really enjoyed Soulfly.
Yeah.
They were the shit. Like I think they were releasing the Primitive album.
Yeah, that was like.
I still got the Primitive shirt.
Nice.
It absolutely does not fit me. It's like it's like 2 or 3 sizes way too small now.
Yeah.
I was a lot smaller in high school. A lot smaller.
I don't like that. I bought so much merch at shows. It just sucks to know that I do not know where half of those shirts are.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah. I don't know where any of this stuff went that we bought.
I've tried to like keep it pristine and like. I'm gonna remember this. I always fancy myself for tour shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I went. I got the shirt. There's proof. I went. I got the tour shirt, but I have no idea where any of those are.
Yeah.
That's
weird.
I've got a Tech 9 concert shirt that's like ripped on the collar and it's covered in somebody else's blood.
Oh.
So. That was probably the first time I threw down money for a concert shirt, like a tour shirt.
Yeah.
It shows all the places they went, and it got torn that night in a hotel.
Oh, it didn't even happen? Oh, come on, it didn't even happen for the show.
No, I didn't. Like it was after the show. I was really pumped, and then I got in a fight, and it got really ugly. But I did okay because it wasn't my blood that was covered on the
That's
shirt.
good.
But yeah, that's like as far as concert shirts go, that was probably the worst one. I've lost a shit ton of them, but like that one, I think I still have it somewhere. Like it's all torn and covered in blood. It's funny because it had like a blood pattern on it too, like like that was the design, but it was also covered in real blood.
Actual,
Yeah, crazy.
I told my brother, my older brother, about the story you told about when you speared the guy. And, he was laughing pretty hard like that. He's mostly in juggle stuff like ICP and whatnot, primarily what he goes to, and like that. Along with ICP comes all the acts that they've kind of reached out to, that people are, and one of those Commonwealth Kings and all their like, sub factions of groups that they have. And I told him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember this one time, you know, at the Rock in Tucson." He said, "I was, and at those shows, so like Commonwealth shows or like those stuff like King Space, like another subgroup within them." You know, it's like that. It's like heavy, like motocross dudes with their tatted girlfriends and just looking cool as shit and whatnot. And that's kind of the crowd over there. And he said, I remember I was there, and you know, like that. He wanted to get in front, and of course he drank a lot back then. So I'm pretty sure he was drunk. And he forced his way up to the front, and that dude was there with his girlfriend or her friends and whatnot. And he wasn't, he said he wasn't pushing up on them, he was trying to get around them, but he couldn't, so he was just kind of stuck there, you know, and like that, he was like getting alive and whatnot, and like that, you're in crowds, and you're standing there, and, you know, you're by the pit, you know, the Rock isn't that big, so, if it opens up, you know, you're kind of getting pushed forward, you know, not on purpose, you know, people are flying into you, and whatnot, and he got pushed into them like one too many times, and I guess the guy got pissed, and the guy just, you know, he was right behind him. The guy turned around and just like put both of his arms on his chest and just pushed him, and he just went back. And in his head, it's like, okay, there's people behind me, I'm gonna get caught. I guess he was like on the ring of the pit, so he just kind of put his hands up and just let it go because he knew somebody was gonna catch him. Not the case, and he just went flat on in the pit, and yeah, that was pretty funny when he told me that too.
Oh God. Yeah, I'm getting kind of hyped. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
There's I don't know how long they kept it up, but it was like a 2-day festival, and I know they moved it to Glendale, but one year it was at the old brick house. I don't know, but anyways, they had it in Glendale one year. It was the AZ Death and Grind Fest, and it was like all these metal grindcore bands, and it was a small bar, and it would be a pit that would break out here and there, so you just kind of gotta, you know, push somebody, or someone comes on you, you gotta push them. Pretty much just like be ready for.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the thing with concerts. It's like you kind of just gotta be ready. You know, you can't go and just not expect nothing's gonna hit you. Something might hit you. Like, could even be the band that might kick you or something. So it's like.
It might be some guy's dick in some cases.
Damn. Well, anyway, at this show, there's this guy that was just, you know, kind of just, I don't know if he was just kind of the tough one out of everybody, but he was pushing everybody, and he leaned on me, and I'm not bragging. I mean, I'm not trying to say like I went on like 100% and pushed him, but I just kind of gave him a good shove. And either he wasn't balanced right, or he slipped, but I pretty much looked like a badass in front of, you know, all the crowd. This guy that's just kind of like dominating, I just, you know, pretty much embarrassed him because he fell. Like, no one caught him, but I didn't really push him that hard. I think he slipped on something, but like, I kind of felt like it was me, but it wasn't.
Incredible Hawk, man.
Yeah, so.
That part, just tell everybody, I pushed this guy and he went down.
Yeah.
From now on, tell your story that way.
No, but it was just sort of like, it looked like I had like super strength, but just how hard he fell, and just, but nah, it wasn't me. It was just maybe something. There was water on the floor or something. I don't know. He just slipped pretty bad, but it looked like it was me, but it wasn't. So
you just don't know your strength, man.
Yeah, I don't know. When I thinking of mosh pits and growing up, it was like I always felt like, man, I'm not tough enough. You know, like I always felt like I would just get slobbered and just. So like I was always just the guy, just kind of just push me, then I'll push you back. But I'm here for the music too. You know, I'm not.
Well, that's what I'm like get to like you know that we've gone to shows and whatnot, but like around here, you know, shows that have happened, you know, and I wanted to ask Sky this because I vividly remember this. I don't know why I didn't go. I know that, you know, all of those guys, you know, those Jeremy and Derek and Alex went to Skyfest.
Ooh.
So I like even when they would talk about it, I was like, it was back there behind the school, and I'm just like, what? I don't know. I just want to roll down, you know, memory lane and, you know, ask you, like, do you remember that whole thing, and how did that go? How did that come about?
You did 2 of them.
Yeah.
At the teacher housing, or where Benji used to live at that same house. But I think it was because, like, I was doing a band with, like, Edison and Sissy, and then Jonathan and Matt were kind of like helping us out with the drums, and then they had a band, and so I was like helping out with their band. So it was just kind of like we had like 2 separate projects, and then my brother and all his friends had their band. So it was like we had like 3 bands pretty much that could do a set list, and then and that's when we knew Fractured.
Nice.
And then Laboratories of Mortuary. We just all reached out. We kind of like knew each other a little. I think everybody kind of knew each other, so we were able to like set that up. The first one, we actually reached out to the cops and like told them, hey, we're going to be doing this. So we didn't get that much hassle. But the second one, we kind of did it. And then the cops came, and yeah, I mean, they were both pretty wild, but damn, Bob, you were there, right?
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, man, I totally forgot about that. Like, I was there at least one of them, if it was the one in your backyard.
Yeah, no, they were both there. Okay. One it was raining. So we had to, like, pretty much build a tarp looking...
I think I missed that one. I remember it was cool as hell, though. Like, just... For me, it was like, oh, this is my old stomping ground. At the same time, I was like, wow. Like, I've always known Sky as, like, this... I don't want to say a musical prodigy, but, like... I always felt like you could hand Sky any instrument, he can make it sound good. Like, just... any instrument, and Sky's got it. And
this guy's a modern day Prince, I guess.
Yeah. Yes. And so yeah, like
I don't know about that.
When they pulled that off, like their own concert, I was very impressed. I thought it was really cool. And like me and Sky, we were about that time, like we were like budding relationship, like a cool friends, like. I don't think I even knew you all that well before then. Like, I had known you for a little while, and then, boom.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out the timeline. Like, when you lived down there, that was years after I lived there. I had already been living in Coalfields. And, damn, we used to come down and cruise, and Ash would come around, we'd all roll around. Damn, what? I forgot all about that.
What about because Derek you guys did shows with your guys' band too, right?
Yeah.
Like, did any of those get pretty wild, or?
Well, one more question. Do you remember the bands that played at each of those days of those shows? I was just wondering.
Oh, which one? The AZ or the one?
Yeah, the Skyfest, huh?
Oh yeah, probably. I know we have flyers. It was funny because I was working at Bash's, so I had a little job on the side, so I could
Jesus, I forgot that.
just, I could buy stuff, and we designed. Because I wanted to call it a Winter's Tale. That's what I wanted to call it, but I don't know if you know Neil and Monty. They're my other friends, and they made their own flyer, and they just called it Skyfest.
Right.
And that's where it just kind of I didn't want to call it Skyfest. I wanted to call it a Winter's Tale.
Yeah.
But they made a separate flyer, and that's the flyer everybody saw. Yeah, it was pretty crazy because a lot of kids just rolled up.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it was
it was pretty wild because I remember some adults coming up and this dude, he already passed away, but he was in the rentals and he painted his face up, and he was only because he didn't want people to know who he was because he was older. Because we were young, so there was a lot of there's even middle school kids. So it's just that was pretty cool. But I just remember one scary thing happening was we were using brick to hold the tarps on top of the roof. And the stage we kind of built, I just remember a cinder block just falling in the middle of the stage, pretty much like a cartoon. But it was made about inches away from one of the kids getting hit in the head. But
damn.
I can't remember if it was Alex or Alex knocked down some guys, but yeah, it was. I don't know. It was just a wild day because we didn't expect for it to rain. So that day it started raining, and we had to pretty much start asking everybody for tarps and stuff.
Do you still have those flyers? At least one of them?
Yeah. No, I don't know if I have them. I have a picture of them because they might be able to. Some of them might have them.
Wasn't that in MySpace days?
Yeah.
Wasn't it about that time?
Yeah, someone sent me a picture. Someone sent me a picture of a flyer a couple years ago, but I don't know where they all went. Yeah.
If you can find that file, we should put it on this episode.
Yeah. Like I said, I just don't know why I didn't go. I don't know if those guys just didn't tell me or something. I just remember them coming the next day at school or the weekend after. They're just yeah, we went to the show. I was what? And yeah, I believe that with Alex. And one thing I really remember because of that is because Jeremy still has a chip. I think he still has a chip in his tooth from one of those shows.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty interesting to kind of hear other people what they did and what they saw because there's just a lot going on. We couldn't. I couldn't see it all.
Yeah. When they said it was behind the school, I thought it was that old abandoned house that's kind of on that road back there. That's what I first thought at first when people said it was behind the school. But I think throughout the years, somebody kind of mentioned, no, it was at those houses. So it's wow, okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of funny, too, because, I had to ask the neighbors and just kind of tell them, hey, we're going to do this show. There might be a lot of people, because they would always bitch about if there's people hanging out late at night or stuff. So if you told them in advance, it would be okay. So I actually did that. And, a lot of the teachers are Mirtigon, so... I'm trying to say, yeah, we played, trying to not sell it we're playing metal, but it's yeah, we're playing music.
We're gonna have a nice little get together.
Yeah, so, but it just so happened that it was like around, like, maybe like Limoshan or something, but like, we were like exchanging all the crosses off of the cemetery and putting new ones. And right after I was telling them about during the show, me and my bro walk out of our house with all these crosses. It was like, damn, I hope they don't think this is connected to why I was, like, some crazy ass, like, I don't know what they thought, like maybe a Christian show or like black metal, like anti, I don't know.
And those crosses out there now.
Yeah, I don't know what they thought, so that was funny.
Wow.
You mentioned the shows. I mean, I just kind of forgot about that too. Like, but like that, I wanted to talk about shows that happen around here, and I just went to San Minios to get food, and I remember them show being on over there. I don't remember who played. I remember this young crowd. That was before we started a band. But I remember that too. It was just a little show, just like people hanging out. I mean, it wasn't, people were all trying to look cool, but trying to stand there and not have fun and whatnot. Yeah. So, but yeah, that Skyfest is just in the mythos to me because I didn't go. But yeah, it's what I kind of wanted to get into. It's like shows around here too. The first memory I remember. I don't know if you remember BPR.
I was just not gonna say that.
Yeah.
BPR and Ghost Within the Machine and I mainly remember BPR going to a lot of their shows.
Yeah. I remember them playing at the high school when it was the high school right here.
Yeah.
There was nobody there, but the guy was having a good time. So
that was awesome because it was like I've never seen like T.O.'s jamming like metal. Yeah. It's usually like wider jam, so it's kind of like, oh shit, damn, they're playing like, and there was like just the 3-piece, which was impressive too, because that's like kind of like a rare thing. There's always a singer, the 2 guitar players, and this is drummer that sang, guitar player that sang, and then the bass player. I don't know if he sang, but yeah, it was just 3 of them jamming.
Give it up for BBR, man.
Yeah, Body Parts Rain, yeah. Hey.
You said Fractured's up there too, but
Fractured.
Yeah.
They're going hard.
We when we started the band, of course intentions with doing some shows, and we at my mom's house, there's an old house on the side too within the yard, and it's been abandoned, and we decided, hey, let's go one. So the first one was kind of, stupid. It was we didn't tell too many people, we didn't say anything, but we had it, and not too many people came. I think it was just us that played, and that's when we were kind of like melodic death metal. We're listening to a lot of behemoths, like I said, I think it's Ty and Derek, but yeah, it's like we're really, really melodic, so it was kind of weird, but my younger brother, he was, all about, I think like Halloween, somewhere around Halloween, but he still had like strobe light and a fog machine. He still had it, and then, you're just kind of like, well, he wants to do something, do that. Well, and I remember he turned on the fog machine. You couldn't see anything. I couldn't even see anything behind the drum set of who was there, if there was people there and whatnot. We totally smoked that out with that fog machine. That wasn't really too good. The second one, I believe we had 3 shows there, 2 of which my mom knew. The one she didn't, she wasn't there. I told her like years ago that we did have another one. She wasn't too disappointed, but the second one, it's hard to separate them. I know the second one was, I think, the biggest one we threw. It was Fracture came and played for us. Of course, it's our house. I mean, it's my mom's house. I want to say my house. And it's like, well, we're going to play last, but, you kind of, got to be in that mindset. It's like, well, we're not big, so we had Fractured go on.
Nice.
Second to last, and then these younger guys too, which were in a band called Skeet Skeet, and I think they're kind of a joke band, but yeah, if you know what that is. Yeah, they play, and man, it's hard to think about. I have the flyer somewhere to both these shows, but I remember that Frank from Fracture, shout out to Frank, they knew people because they would go out. They were like really went out and play shows outside of here, and they said we got this band from San Carlos. They said they want to come down and play a show. We're like, fuck yeah, do it. Well, so they got Enemy Machine. They played at one of those shows. They were pretty good. I remember I got a shirt from them. I remember they played I think it was the second show. They played a badass cover of Lamb of God's Laid to Rest, and that was pretty fucking awesome. It's totally, put on by us. We didn't have any outside help. My mom's house is kind of away from kind of everything. It's right next to the church, but yeah, it's 86ers right there. But I think we kind of got away with. There wasn't any police. There was a lot of people there. I remember. It's still in. I think it's still in the house over there because it's just being used as storage. Alex, Alex is always that guy to fucking do some funny dumb shit, or it had to be Alex or Derek, but they had spray paint, so they went in the corner and they spray painted men's restroom in one corner. I went to the other corner and I put women's restroom in the second corner. Yeah, we did that, and we had that show. The second show, I think the last one we did, we told everybody it was my friend Kyle's birthday. It was a birthday show, so let's do that. So we had it. I don't really remember the show. I remember there was a lot of people there, but the main kicker is that that's the one my mom wasn't home. So we had it, and we had my friend Kyle, he asked his mom to bring pizza. It was kind of close friends. It wasn't too public. And after we kind of had, that stereotypical kind of like house party at my mom's. Everybody was inside. We had pizza and whatnot.
I think I was there for that one.
we had the music on the radio, and then midway the show was turns of music on. It was like, hey, just to let you guys know, it's not Kyle's birthday today. We're just bullshitting. So we was like, whatever, fuck it. So we just kept going. Yeah, we're all teenagers, so beer wasn't even a factor then. So, but yeah, we had those on. I think the funnest part is probably the flyers we made. I didn't have any part of that. But, Derek and Alex, I think Jeremy too, were really into that whole process. I remember Derek made the flyer, and he was pulling old, like medieval torture, paintings, and he was putting them on a flyer, and everything else was written on there, and I think it was Alex, and he drew a picture of 86 at the little at this house, my mom's house, where the show's at, how to get there. And I remember the math teacher, Miss Zolo, over there at the high school, and she was married to the preacher, or with the preacher from the church next door. And so, and he wrote right next to Zoilo's house, turn here, and all that. And it said, it had that, the bands and whatever, and Derek, I think it was Derek's idea to put, bring your own KY jelly. I remember we put that up at the rec, and, people saw it, it's like, you gotta take that down. It's like, alright, well, so, yeah, those shows were really good. I don't remember us being too good, as a band, but there was a lot of people there, and I'm pretty sure they had fun too. It was good times, man. It was good times.
Damn, dude, you're making me realize that there's a bunch I don't remember. Yeah. I was at half of these shows, like the Skyfest and Body Parts Rain and Fracture. And it's like, holy crap, man! There's so much that I've probably wasted over, like smoking or drinking, or you only have so much space in your brain.
Yeah.
So I forgot a bunch of this stuff.
that stuff was probably replaced with good, more important stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, I would hope, man. This sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like we have those shows. I remember those Frank would put on shows too over there at I forgot the drummer's name over there at his house, that trailer. I remember going to a couple shows over there and like that. I've not done shows, but helped my friend Rich. He has I don't know if he still does, but like a music group, like a rap group, him and his friend. So he would do shows out there in Bombery. I remember.
Oh yeah.
But that was always linked up with us when you said favorite things to do. I forgot all about pro wrestling. I'm a huge pro wrestling fan, and that was always tied into that too. It'd be like a group go on, and then a match, a group, and then a match. So
awesome.
I've done that too with them, and it's pretty awesome.
That sounds fantastic.
Wait, were you doing the ring announcements or like the commentary?
Yeah, me and him, Rich, and the other guy, Brian. I was mainly doing most of them, anyways.
Is that something you're like passionate about, or like something you would like if there was a job announcement for a commentator, like you would be all up in that?
Yeah, I tried out. I don't think I'm the best, but I was just having fun. It was awesome just to call, those guys in the match. I know that guy, so really, being with it and like that. We always like doing that, especially at the other shows that would go on around here, and people would tell us, we knew the guys that were doing the wrestling. My friend Rich recently started wrestling. He's going all over California. He just went to Florida in April. But he's the main one, and we like that. We're friends with those guys, so they would say, "Well, you guys can do commentary." It's like, yeah, might as well. Fuck it. Nobody else is gonna do it, and it's just kind of like, yeah, just play some music, and that's cool too. But like, have somebody, talk about the moves and
that adds to it.
Yeah. Not to mention the show that was out in Gatka too, that I've been to too with the wrestling too.
Oh yeah.
That would, if you want to talk about horrible experiences, that was pretty horrible too. Not the wrestling side. The wrestling side went, that's mainly while we're there, was that, and that went off pretty good. But as far as like my friend Rich and how when he was going on, it was kind of, Gatka's rule. It's out there, and you can kind of do whatever. And the guy who threw it, I don't know, what he was doing, but he was very unorganized, so they didn't go on until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Jesus.
And like that, we got there at maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Damn.
Damn.
You can say? Because he wrestled too. He was wrestling in the matches, and then was going to do a set. But yeah, we got done with the wrestling maybe at 10, maybe 9. And then, just waiting around. That was a bad experience. But as far as like shows around here, it's like little stuff. I've always wanted to do another one, but maybe out together, so you can't really be bothered.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, we should revive Skyfest.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like bring that shit back. Like, hey, the
some type of
Skyfest or revival.
Some type of show.
Well, you can finally name it Winter's Tale.
Yeah. We'll tell everybody it's still Skyfest.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're going to release the other flyer, right?
Yeah.
There'll be Sky's flyer, the Winter Tale, and then you'll be releasing your own.
But like that, it's sad to say, but there's hardly any bands right now, as far as I know, anyway.
There's definitely talent, though, on the radio.
Yeah. Well, that was what was pretty cool when we kind of started jamming. There was like maybe a handful of bands that were playing, and Fracture and Stuart Cox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
dude, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, and then from around here, they were always like starting bands here and there and whatnot, and like that. The logins too, when they used to do the logins at the rec, and we would play there too. We played like 2 or 3 of them. That was pretty cool too.
Oh, wow.
You guys both know Bobby, right? Bobby, the piano player?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if he just does piano, but he's been putting concerts on out there in Ajo, and I'm really curious because I haven't seen him in so long. Like, I can't imagine how fucking fantastic he is on that thing. And shit, if you're gonna be gathering native talent, you should see if you can get him to come down too.
Yeah. I'm the guy, just a metal guy, so that's kind of what I want. But that'd be pretty cool to that kind of stuff out there too.
The thing about somebody with talent like that, you can play metal and then he'll add to it like that. That's like Sky. Like I would play something and he'd just add to it and make it better. Like
I don't know about that.
I think we're onto something here because like. I mean, you know, now is kind of a fucked up time. Like, everybody's trying to rock the mask, and everybody's afraid of their shadow and all that. But like, maybe a little unplanned, you know, impromptu concert or festival. Might be pretty cool. Like, I think people would show up. I definitely would. I'd be there.
Like the dances are going on too. Like people are having dances and people are.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say. Well, social media, like, get a crowd in pretty fast.
Probably way easier than before.
Yeah.
Sky, Shay, you guys start thinking about this. Like seriously, I'm sure me and all the listeners, you know, the however many we have, I'm sure they'd like to see where this goes. A revival of music or something like. I kind of get that same impression as you, Shay. That I haven't been aware of like bands on the res. I'm sure they're out there. I just don't get that vibe anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Like maybe music's gone underground.
Maybe, yeah.
You know who's been I don't know the full spectrum of what he's been doing, but Walter. I don't know his fucking last name, but he's been really into like digital music. I don't know. He keeps putting
Clark.
Instagram videos. Huh? Clark. Yeah, Clark. Of course. The Clark family name. So Walter. He's been doing like I think he's been adding his own music to scenes from anime. I think that's what he's been doing on Instagram. Like I don't fully understand what he's doing, but I can see he's bought into this huge electronic setup that you make beats on. Yeah, it's like synthesizer / beat maker / something. And I mean, again, not metal, but I'm sure he could do something like there's talent out there is what I'm getting at. Is there's, you know, when you're on the res, there's not a lot to do. Like, you know, you either get fucked up or you watch movies or you get into music and friendship and you hang out with people. I think some music revival of the bands or fucking people interested in music, like, I think it's like an untapped kind of thing that the res has to offer. Plus, we have, like, you know, if you want to show up damn near anywhere on the outskirts of the villages, you got yourself a concert venue, you know?
Yeah.
Just bring the power.
Oh, I refrain from that, you know, primarily metal too, but like, shit, I would listen to anything, try it out anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we announce what the genre will be of the concert. Like you're sounding like you're really into metal, and I think a metal concert would have the kind of vibe you want, you know, like energy.
Yeah.
But hell, put the genre out there and then just see who shows up.
Yeah.
Somebody with talent, hopefully, a bunch of talent show up. Come out of the woodwork, you know, off the reservations and into the circle here.
That was what was pretty cool when you know when Frank said that. It's like yeah, these guys from San Carlos, like, where the fuck is that? Like, back then, I didn't know where that was.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, somebody from somewhere else wants to come play? I mean, it's happened before, you know. I remember at the lot game, somebody had somebody from town come down, from Tucson, and like that, like, yeah, it's kind of weird how, like, I didn't know what that was, and that band came down, and I remember it, and now I'm, you know, with my girlfriend, and they're, like, half Apache, too, and that's where kind of they're from, is San Carlos, you know.
Cool.
And it's weird to know that I'm up there a lot, too, and I've always told, you know, told people, I was just like, I just need to find one metalhead up there, and then I can ask them, hey, do you remember Enemy Machine? Do you know where those guys are at? And maybe just, like, you know, meet up with them out there.
Mm-hmm. You know, Facebook does wonders, man.
Yeah.
Have you, while you're out there, have you checked out the music scene? Like, is there concerts or anything like that going on?
Not that I know of. Yeah, I've gone out there, but I haven't really, like, sinking my teeth into, you know, the people out there. I mean, I know more mainly on, you know, like, on the traditional side, like I said, the Semination dances and whatnot, but as far as, like, just, like, hanging out, kind of, not really.
Hanging out? Like, okay. All right. Huh. Well, I don't know how to encourage that, but it would be cool if you hooked back up with that band, and then, you know, maybe the people that they're chilling with now, and then say, hey, you know, put the word out, Skyfest 3 is back on.
Yeah.
Or something, whatever you want to call it. Sounds like Sky's not into it. But, you know, a concert for...
I'm down with a concert.
Whoever wants to show up. Maybe, I don't want to say an open mic, but like something where, you know, we see who's out there. Maybe somebody who's really fucking good, but they haven't been able to share. They haven't had the opportunity to share what they got.
That was one thing about that one in Gatka too. You know, I'll give props up to that guy too. It's like it wasn't just metal. I mean, it was primarily metal. You know, we had the wrestling, but there was like rappers from like Phoenix too, which, you know, I'm sorry to say, but weren't that good. But it was like that. And then there was one guy that was just doing instrumental stuff. He had like a backing track, and then he was just, you know, shredding away in his guitar, and that's it, you know. But it was like a good mix up of stuff. And then I totally forgot about, you know, this guy. I forgot his name. What's his name? Chavo. I don't know if you know that guy. I don't know if that's his real name. I think that's his real name. But he threw on like two or a show out at the museum down south too. He threw one on up there too, and that was pretty cool too. You know, primarily metal. You know, like my friend Rich performed out there too, his rap group, and like that. It wasn't just, you know, music. You know, people were painting and people were selling stuff too, and then. He asked us if we would sell, because, you know, we sell food, so we were selling out there too. So that was pretty cool too. And then
so this was recent.
Yeah, that was like maybe 3 years ago.
Oh wow!
And then just more recent than that. Oh man, I don't even know who threw that one on over there at the complex, where they would have kind of their business stuff during the rodeo. It's kind of like the whole hall. Yeah, they. My friend Rich, when he was and he kind of started out with the wrestling, you know, I've always wanted, like, I've been to one wrestling show in San Simon when I was little, and I was like, man, wrestling down here would be pretty cool, like legit, like not fully legit, but a ring.
Yeah, and a ring will do it.
And so it's just that. Yeah, and he knows, you know, guys in town, and they came down and did a show right there in that little complex thing at the complex. Yeah, so, and then like that, it kind of opened up. It was like, whoa, if they can do that, can they do this? And, man, I think Chavo threw on that other one too, and there was some some bands there too. A band from Phoenix, I believe. Man, I don't remember the name of them, but they were pretty cool. And then like that, the new. You know what? Oh, man, I just forgot about it. We're talking about Fracture so much, you know, Guardians. Guardians is out there doing shows all over.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that.
Guardians.
Yeah, they headline, and, you know, they're pretty much with it, too, and I give them all the props, too.
Yeah, they play, like, they just play.
Yeah. But like that, I think it's just like kind of asking and nudging to see, where we could do it or how we could do it and whatnot.
Maybe just put the word out, like, hey, would anybody out, like, you got to put out the word for talent, and then at the same time, you got to just kind of feel the vibe of the people and see if they'd show up. And like the classic saying, if you build it, they will come. I think we're onto something here. I'm no musician, but I could help somehow. I'm sure of it.
I think it's something where some type of renewal.
Yeah.
Revival.
And then you think about music in general, it's changed.
Yeah. But the love of music never dies. So
I'm always down. I mean, like I like going to dances, but no offense to all the wider players out there, but like I always make this joke all the time. It's like, in order to be in the wider band, you have to play live. You have to act like your face has to say, "I'd rather be doing something else." That's how I always feel. Like
that's the enthusiasm you see. Is like, man, I'd really like to be somewhere else.
Yeah, I would really like a beef ramen noodles right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that changed. When CB, when Cisco Band was going too, they were jamming and headbanging too, and you could tell they were there to play and whatnot. But like just general like wider bands, it's kind of like the enthusiasm and the excitement I feel isn't there. So
the showmanship.
Yeah.
This lack of showmanship.
Yeah, but this is good.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, I think of P-Dub, but I think they just had a lot of, like, they were really cool hats and and the percussions, so, I don't know, maybe just gotta look cool, but I hear you on that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what could they do? Maybe if they all wear the same, like the same, spice up their wardrobe.
I think that's probably what people attracted to P-Dub. They look like a crew, like they were.
You're right.
Yeah, button-ups and then those hats too, and
they definitely kind of have a swag and a style that I was like, damn, I remember when they were like. My mom and my aunt, they were just, everywhere they would go, they would just follow them, and there'll be like billions of people.
Yeah.
Damn.
I kind of like that too, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see them on TikTok. I'm like, damn, where's P-Dub playing?
That or Native Cree. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of creatures out there.
Yeah. That's a whole different...
Yeah, that's another episode right there.
Whole separate thing.
We start talking wider bands and music. I don't think we should get into that right now.
One thing I was like kind of touch on. I just wanted to kind of, like I said, get on what you guys were talking about in that episode too. Was like different crowds, different crowds that shows or did certain things, like that. I'm more aggressive, with the metal and whatnot. But I've been to hip hop shows, and I can agree with Benji. Like, hip hop shows aren't that good. You're kind of messing with people who just want to chill and listen to the music, and that's fine too. But there's some songs you just get hyped and you want to like move and whatnot, and the guy next to you is just there to kick it, and he's got his fresh shirt and his nice shoes, and his ladies got all dressed up and whatnot, and they're kind of just there to show themselves too at the same time, and you're just like some asshole jumping around and whatnot, and yeah, it's kind of not the time. That's why I didn't want to place, ICB and those shows with kind of hip hop, because it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
But I've been to like this new like that age of like hip hop, I guess you could say. My daughter's listening to all that stuff. The kids, I guess, being old now, listen to that. And I went to a show where they kind of started like doing pits, and I was like, they played a song. I was like, fuck it. So I went, and this is younger kids, so you're just kind of pushing around and whatnot. And like that, it's like they're from a different world from what I am. And I remember I approached the guy, and then I kind of walked away, and then turned around, and I turned around, and he's standing there in a fucking football stance, ready to come at me like I got the ball and I'm about to run for a touchdown. I'm just like, I looked at him, I was like, this fucking guy, I was like, this is ridiculous. This guy totally knows what's going on. I was just like, I just laughed at him. I was just like, dude, you're on your own with that too. It's like, it's nothing personal, man. We were just having fun, but, you get that kind of stuff from those kind of people. And then I've been, I guess more like, all metal and whatnot, but I've been to like a R&B show. This lady named K. Michelle, my girlfriend started listening to her, and her voice is awesome, and doesn't hurt that she's hot too, but yeah, and I've been to 2 of her shows, and it was nice, just kind of chill, just listening, and like that, everybody around you, like, primarily women, but they're all singing too, and then like that, just, you gotta, like that, you gotta gauge where you're at and not do what you're accustomed to, but like that, I take metal shows over that. Now that I remember, you guys have plays too, and I've never been to one. It would be pretty cool to go to a play too. But as far as that, like that, rap shows, you kind of got to chill. Nowadays, they're kind of getting, trying to be, more aggressive. It's not a video I see where they're trying to say, I want a mosh pit, and it's like, I look at it and it's like, that's not a pit. That's just kind of jumping around and whatnot. It's kind of like, I'm trying to be the Slipknot, trying to call these guys Slipknotters because it's like, you guys ain't doing anything. It's not, you've never been aggressively pushed to the ground and whatnot. It's just kind of like, have your fun and whatnot. But
so,
it's like that.
I gotta amend what I was saying about rap shows, because Tech 9 and his people, like Mayday, like a motherfucker Mayday.
Oh yeah.
Strange Music, they put on a good show.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take that away from them. They put on a good show.
Oh yeah. So, there's a lot more like that. It's kind of like drawing the line with Tech too. It's primarily hip hop, but he got some real aggressive songs, and he can get live, so it happens.
Mayday, man. Mayday.
The drums. I think it's the drums.
Yeah, man, they do it up. They put on a show. Like, they're actual showmen. Like, they cross over the genres. Like, I've seen legit pits at their shows.
Yeah.
So, there are exceptions to the rule, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And
they're definitely one of them. Like, I would go to another Tech show in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like, those are good shows. Like, I probably won't go to like an 80s, early 90s rap group. Like I said, I went to Bone Thugs with my cousin Paige, and it was a lifetime goal to see them in concert. But I was definitely used to rock concerts and to just be surrounded with people standing in place and just bobbing their heads. It was definitely a weird vibe that kind of threw me off, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
There was a few songs that, everybody knows and got me all hyped up, but like, even if I went full bore hyped, I would have been odd man out and probably thrown out. They probably would have threw me out if I, let my baser instincts take over. Yeah,
really, and that's what, when I go to shows, that's who I love, the guy. Because that's usually me. It's like everybody's just trying to like be cool and stand there, and I'm just losing my shit. Yeah. And people are mad at me about it. But yeah, it's like that. And then you went on to like the whole Incubus thing about the song. That's like deep cuts too, and that's kind of like, you know, get elitist about it's like that when they put like bands play songs and everybody's just kind of standing like, okay, and I'm losing my shit because I know this fucking song. It's kind of like that's my song, and then nobody else really kind of likes too is to be that person, to be, you know, losing it because you're there, you feel it, and everybody else is just kind of like,
you actually listen to the whole album.
I hate like nowadays, like people will go the front row, like at front row it's always just like hands on the guardrail just watching. Only when the person who's on stage comes their way, then they're like, yeah, trying to get hype. But other than that, they're just sitting there or either filming on their phone, and I just can't get with it.
Oh yeah,
throw the bat, huh?
Yeah. The phone thing is weird now because we're supposed to be there to enjoy the show, but we're watching it on our phone, making sure we're doing a good job recording it. But,
I can't stand that.
Because I've been to a few. The City in Color, he always like he has a point where he just pretty much says like, "Now put away your phone. Like this is a live show. Like you're supposed to enjoy it. Like
Dallas Green, right? Isn't that his name?
Yeah, Dallas Green. That dude is awesome. Because actually, you know, as we're talking about shows, because he plays in Alexis on Fire, and they're like a very hard. Well, I don't know. They got a lot of rock elements, but they do a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
And they're doing a show at I can't remember the name of that place. But these two dudes started fighting. I don't know what they were fighting about, but Dallas Green pretty much just was like, "Hey, knock that shit off." He's like, "We don't like." That was the first time I've ever like, because it was like in a metal show, like people were fighting, like it's almost like you encouraged that, but this was the opposite to where he was like, hey, no fighting, we don't do that here, we dance, and he pretty much just like stopped the show, broke up the fight, and then told the rest of the band, like, hey, we're gonna start off at this part, and then like the show was back on, and it was just like, yeah, man, that guy has
interesting.
That was pretty cool.
Or at another show, there's too much going on to even like see a fight. But I've seen, you know, when people would stop shows for fights or whatnot, or even just have the crowd, you know, kind of calm down and step back and whatnot. But like City of Color, I heard of them back like a while ago, and I didn't, you know, the whole acoustic thing wasn't appealing. I was trying to be badass metal dude and only listen to metal, so. But nowadays, there's a band called This Wild Life, and they're primarily acoustic. It's just two guys, and I think one of them lives in Phoenix too. My girlfriend's all about it, and I like some of their songs too. But I know that City of Color guys, I think it's kind of like in the same lane. So now that you said that, I do want to go and just kind of check some of that stuff out. Just, you know, feel it, vibe it, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, he's put out a lot of stuff, so it's like he's evolved, but
interesting.
Yeah, he started out as just him by himself, and he just kind of adds a lot of those band members. So
yeah.
But yeah, sometimes I can get where people might be annoyed by it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like different. I don't know. Like sometimes bands you don't want to like, and then you put some time aside, and then suddenly you're like, oh, they're not so bad. I like them.
I was like that with the whole like emo stuff, like 2006 and whatnot. I fucking hated that stuff. It was girl stuff and whatnot. But now it's like, you know, I got my girlfriend, and she was like kind of all about it too. So it's like bands like AFI and Hawthorne Heights. So like, I love Hawthorne Heights. I've seen them like 3 times with her now. And it's like, I want to go to Hawthorne Heights. So, and I would throw that around in my head. It's like, man, my 16, 17-year-old will probably be kicking my ass right now. Yeah, I do believe in that. You know, just getting older, and then you kind of be more open to what you didn't used to be, and you know, hear good songs, and don't always want to be aggressive with the music. You know, you got to kind of take the edge off of some stuff, and that's where, for me, that's where that kind of stuff comes in. It's like, you know, still, you know, guitars and drums and whatnot, but still like that too, and that's where the R&B chick, K. Michelle, comes in too, like just singing, I guess, and that aspect, just chilling out, anyways.
We're talking about I call it guilty pleasures. You should listen to that episode.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
we try to figure that out, because it's like there are bands that I like, but I won't necessarily want to tell
come on
everybody, because maybe I'm afraid of what they'll think, or I don't know. So I call them guilty pleasures, because it's something I might not be so open about what I'm listening to, but I like it.
I've always heard, you know, like from other like bands, you know, like, you know, R.I.P. Joey Jordison, but I remember he would say in interviews, it's like, I don't have guilty pleasures because it's just what I like. It's not, I'm not afraid of what I like, you know. It might be like 80s, you know, synthesizer music, or it might be, you know, like, shit, I don't know, like, Bruce Springsteen or stuff like that too. It's like really reaching out towards other stuff, and that's what, you know, it's kind of like a getaway from all the, like I said, the aggressiveness is listening to other stuff that isn't, you know. I used to be embarrassed. I think like when I first started listening to Blink-182, you know, it's not aggressive, so like I kind of, I admit I was like that before too, but now it's like I really don't care if anybody knows that you know, Hey Michelle, she's probably like the furthest from any people what see that I listen to, but I fucking love her, and her voice is so fucking awesome, and I'm not really ashamed of who knows it. I'll blast it in the car, driving around South or anywhere else with anybody too. I'm pretty sure people are kind of like, really? But I fucking love her.
Yeah.
The point being, I don't think guilty pleasure, as far as it comes to music, shouldn't be really anything. What's one you think of? Well, that's a guilty pleasure for you. I mean, I haven't the episode, but yeah.
I think, I admitted it on the episode, but it was like Sade.
Oh yeah.
I like Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
Back in the day, but I think it was also like movies, like chick flicks that we would have put on with all our homies, but we'd be excited to watch it
but when you see the picture of the film, it's like, oh fuck yeah, I want to watch that. I like 13 going on 30. I'm a little embarrassed about it, but I fucking love it. I can watch it again and again.
Yeah.
See, the inner me wants to talk shit about that.
Go for
it. I got some stuff like that. I don't know. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
I'm trying to think of music that I would
Well,
say.
man, I know you to know. Like, I don't think you're really ashamed of anything you listen to.
Yeah. Well, I was sitting here thinking like, there's got to be somebody that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm into this. You know, it's probably more of the 80s, like late 80s music that I probably would kind of hesitate to talk about, but like, fuck, man, like, I think I barely learned in my later days that I'm all about vocals. Like, I never realized it. Like, I thought I was like, oh, I know all these beats and all this stuff, and, you know, the drum is fantastic, but like, you'll catch me singing the lyrics, and it's how they sing it that I'm always all about. And Derek, he fucking pointed out that I'm usually singing the lady's part when I'm singing. Like, I like that high falsetto.
Yeah.
You know, like the high stuff. I'm trying to think of like
you go to karaoke.
Yeah. Well, I'll sing some loud ass shit. I think in my music game there is no shame. Like, just I'm really scratching my brain trying to figure it out. I love so much more music, and I'll tell you this, like, as far as like music taste evolving, my shit is so mellow now, like laid back. Like, I love laid back. Maybe it's because I'm always trying to calm the fuck down and get laid back. Like, my mind races. It fucking races all the time. And sometimes when I hear just good, smooth-ass lyrics and, like, vocals, it's like, yeah, I can calm down. I think one band that kind of carries over timelessly is System of a Down. Like, they've evolved to sing, like, really smooth lyrics, but damn, they get me fucking hyped every time I hear it. Like, that's music that makes me want to, put my head through a wall or something, like, just something, like, just jump off the walls kind of music. Like, yeah, like I don't know. They're my timeless band. I've seen them in concert, and they fucking rocked me. They were as good and better than on the fucking album. And, you can't say that about a lot of bands. But them and Korn, I was always surprised. Like, they sound exactly like the album, but fucking 10 times better because they got these huge, giant speakers. I don't know.
I've never seen Korn.
I'm really searching for. I'm kind of ashamed to admit that, but nah. I'm pretty open about my music, and like I love a lot of it, like all of it. The only place where I kind of start getting kind of cringy is in country. But there's really fucking good country that I jam right now. I don't know if it's country or like Americana. Like Shaky Graves is fucking fantastic. Chris Stapleton, I think he's a hardcore like country band, kind of blue. Well, maybe he's more bluesy, but there's something about his voice, that whiskey voice, that I'm all about. So sometimes I wish I had gone the route of music and like developed my voice, because damn, I love to sing. I love music. Like music is timeless.
I remember writing a thing in middle school, and my dad helped me with it. I remember it was like, music is the international way of language, or something like that. And I remember that kind of stick with me. You can take that like a good icebreaker. It's just like somebody's shirt or what they're listening to, or even when people just have headphones on, it's just like, what are you listening to?
Yeah, what are you listening to? Yeah.
What do you like? Yeah, but I not really ashamed. I've been on like huge like Purple Rain fucking kick, like that album. Jesus Christ, is so fucking good. And then just hearing the stories about Prince and how like that music is so layered. It's crazy how you can think of that stuff to go along with the movie too. But yeah, like that, like the feeling of that it brings. I can't get over the movie Purple Rain when Prince is playing, I think it's Computer Blue, and then he's in the crowd, and this kind of goes hand in hand with the concerts too, kind of feeling like how showmanship he was. You could tell in the crowd. He's playing Computer Blue, and then he plays the next song, but he sees that girl Apollonia in the crowd. He sees her with the guy he doesn't like, Morris Day's character. He sees her, so he's like, in his head, he's just like, well, I'm gonna fucking do something about that. And that's when he plays Darling Nikki, which is at her. He's seeing it straight to her, saying, "You're with this guy, fuck you too." And he's basically talking shit to her while he's on stage through this song and saying, I fucked you or whatever, and it wasn't nothing, and you're just kind of a hoe and whatnot. But it's so fucking cool to see him like do that from a stage with the song he wrote, and then even when he climbs on top of the speakers and you can see her. She's like sitting there, like watering up. Like, I know this is about me, and like all the people at the table are just like, we know this is about you. And then she gets, starts crying, and she runs out. And then he, at that point too, he's just like, I know it's about you. He's like, come back, because I want to hear the rest, because I'm not done talking shit. But yeah, the feeling, that it drives behind a song too, and that kind of really shows it for me too. Is like that. There's another scene in that movie too when he's singing to her, to Apollonia, but from the stage. I forgot that song. Oh man. Anyways, it's a song, and he's basically talking to her from the stage, and it's basically telling her that, he wants her or loves her and whatnot. And I always thought that was pretty awesome too. Like, yeah, Prince is like, I wanted to dive more into his stuff. I'm kind of scared because I know he kind of gets out there with his stuff, and I just don't know where to start. But like that Purple Rain, man, I'll fucking blast that all day.
All right. I just realized two of them. One, I would have been embarrassed to admit back in the day when I was actually listening to it, was Will Smith's Big Willie Style.
That's awesome, John.
It's great. I laugh about it now, but it was like I probably wouldn't have admitted that back in the day. I bought that album. I bought it and jammed it all the time. Just the two of us.
Oh, that song, yeah. I remember that coming on like the TV.
Yeah.
TV back in the day, and I like that too. Will Smith also.
No, he's great, talented. Another guy that I've realized is really freaking talented is I want to say he was in Sync. What's his name?
Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. He's fucking talented. But who I'm still a little embarrassed to admit to jamming, and was the other night I was drinking with Dally Dow, and I requested Selena. And it turns out, man, like I forgot how much I liked almost all her freaking songs.
Yeah.
And to this day, I would probably still be a little embarrassed to admit that I like Selena.
Selena's like a celebrity, even here too. Like everybody knows her songs. So that movie, anyway. Yeah,
we were watching like the real Selena doing that same scene that they were playing, the purple tight ass booty dress.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Like, I've been on like a concert kick, kind of like live shows even from back then, and I've always wanted to watch that footage from that show because it built it up in that movie. It was so iconic, like her kind of breakthrough. I guess I've wanted to find that footage and watch it all the way through too. Oh, that's what we were doing. He had we were jamming it, but like he had his video playing on his phone. I was sitting there looking at her, and I kept going like, "Damn, she's so hot, so vibrant, talented like as hell. Her voice." And I just kept pausing and going, "Damn it, what a freaking superstar!" And at the same time, what a loss, man! What a loss. Yeah, that's just crazy.
Yeah, it's time to move on, though, guys. She's no longer with us. She's out there. Yeah. She's out there with like Tupac, still alive, dropping albums.
She's on like her 8th album.
All right, I gotta call it, fellas. This has been great. I think you should definitely come back on the show, bro.
Oh yeah.
I got way more of the show stories with getting bitten from some girl, some chick thinking my girlfriend's camera was hers, and it's crazy.
Shit.
Well, for another time, my man.
We should do an album. Like an album top.
Yes, a list.
Album or something.
Exactly. I was thinking that earlier, like top 5 bands, and then like maybe different categories of top 5s or low 5s.
I do that with my girlfriend like all the time. It's just like who's your top 5 in shows, or who's your best bands. I always do that with all the time because I always want to know.
Perfect. We'll come back on, brother. And if anybody's interested, listeners, hold on, let me fix my mic so you can hear me. If anybody's interested, give us some feedback. Tell Sky that we need to revive Skyfest.
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be called. I guess the Winter's Tale. But I think we may be onto something about kicking off another show on the Res or something to gather. Maybe not get each other's killed, but fucking come together and listen to some live music.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sound great? Like here on the Res, for the Res, by the Res.
Yeah, the arts.
Yeah. And then people can come and sell their wares too.
Appreciating the arts.
Yeah, like that guy's show, like out there at the museum was like people, like that selling, or I think people were spray painting, and then I know a few girls that do jewelry. One girl, Starla, and she like hand paints her earrings, so she was selling there too. So it was kind of like a whole deal.
Is that the girl with the tattoo on her chin?
Yeah.
She seems cool as hell. Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Well, fellas and everybody listening, I enjoyed this a lot. Like it kind of jogged my memory. I think I've blocked out a lot, and just brings up more ideas and more concerts that I've actually been to. I was even thinking while you guys were talking about the Res bands, I was like, holy shit! Like we were talking concerts, and I didn't even include a single concert that I've been to on the Res. And it's like, holy shit, I've actually been a part of some and been to some and just kind of like maybe came in too late and just remember hearing of different bands, and it's like, holy crap, there's so much more to this concert story than I originally thought. So I'm glad you came on and like jogged all that stuff for me. It's very cool, and I'm sure you probably jogged some other people's memories. Like I got hyped up just thinking about all these things.
Like Sky said, like I would like to know other people's perspective on those shows we threw on too. Cause I kind of know what happened, and my memory is kind of foggy too of like everything that happened too. But it would be nice to hear other people talk about those shows we did at my mom's house. Yeah. Yeah. And the comments, I guess you could say.
Yeah, because when you're hosting, you're kind of like in charge, and you're like making sure everything's going smoothly. You don't really kind of miss a lot.
Yeah.
Well, hello, fellas. I think we're on to something here, and I think you should definitely come back, Shay. Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I think what's great about what you did was you listened to an episode, got heated up in your own way about what we were talking about, and then you got in contact with me, and next thing I know, you're on the show. So I like that. That's the kind of feedback I like. I want to hear what people are thinking about what we're saying, even if it's to like blow holes in all the shit that we thought we were right about. I'm all for that. Like, and when I said, hey, you're on my podcast, be on my side, that shit, I was fucking playing. If somebody's against what we're saying and they want to come on and bring it on, like, bring it on. I'm open to all guests here. Like, this is about sharing a voice and perspective and getting shit off our chest, man. So I'm glad you came on in this fashion. You're like, hey, I want to come on and just talk shit and blow holes in your guys' stories, and I was like, fuck yeah, man. That's what I want. I want some true feedback, and you definitely brought that. So I applaud you for that.
Your guys' stories and whatnot, like the subjects, like that, the whole Border Patrol thing. Like I try. I'm listening to it, and I'm just I'm not getting heated. I'm not trying to trying to get mad because like that. I don't know those experiences of stuff with Border Patrol. I'm not any kind of way towards them, but to hear somebody else's perspective on that, and like Amy's too. It's crazy. Yeah. Those stories are out there, and you guys have these thoughts in your head, and I've never thought like that, and now like that, every time I pass, the checkpoint, it's kind of those thoughts are running through my head now. It's cool like that. I have an outlet to other stories of stuff you just don't know about.
Cool.
Yeah.
Again, good feedback.
keep on going, man. Keep on going.
Hell yeah, we will. And you can help us do that, man. Just
come back.
Come back.
I'm more than willing whenever you say.
Nice. All right, well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Natives in America podcast with our guests, Elijah, Shay, Martinez, and, as always, Sky Anto. And I'm your host, Benjamin Juan. I'm glad you guys are tuning in, and I'm glad this is slowly becoming something that I never expected. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. Big red button.